I played Lieutenant Malcolm Reed on Enterprise, as you probably know, and you are listening to the NX 7062 podcast. Enjoy.
Well, hello. Yes, you are listening to the NX 7062 podcast, but it has been renamed to Transmissions from the NX 7062 podcast. Hence why we will be getting a new intro. I just haven't had a chance to work on it. The last couple of weeks have been pretty crazy, so I just haven't had a chance to work on the new intro, but there's a new intro coming to celebrate the fact that the show name has changed to NX70, Transmissions from the NX 7062. Oh, is Lasso here? I love my Lasso. Lasso actually gave me the idea for the new intro, so I can't wait to put it together for you. It's just going to take some time, and like I said, of course, the last 2 weekends were when I planned to sit down and do it, and then I didn't get a chance. Everybody, please welcome my newest, one of my newest viewers. Hey, Puka. Hi, Janine. Hi, Lasso. Everybody say hi to Chris. He's new, kind of picked him up while I was in Vegas. And he came to pretty much all of my live streams from Vegas. So, Chris, we are so glad to have you here for the first official live broadcast. Okay, so first off, if you've noticed, the background is a little more stable than it has been. And you may be wondering why that is. Well, that is because Dave Gregory got me a desk right off my Lasso. Right off of my Amazon wish list. I got a new desk. It's gorgeous. It's perfect. It's exactly what I wanted. And it's a little bit smaller on this side. It's an L shape, and it's a little smaller on this side. So unlike the last desk, there's room to put the framework that War Dog got me for my green screen a little further to this side. So there's no, you guys aren't going to get to see like the actual corners of my office because the green screen problem has been solved. Robert, it is not the Chat Pack 2.0. Don't you remember our buddy last year? It is Chat Pack 7062. It is Chat Pack 7062. That's going to be the new hashtag. Lasso. This is why I love my Lasso. Very great. Margit, it is so good to see you. I wasn't expecting a European audience to pop in tonight, so thank you. For my club, I wish you a lot of fun. I'm far too exhausted to be with you. Sorry. No worries, Margit. You popped in, and it's appreciated. Thank you. You know what? You're exhausted. Just leave this on and fall asleep, so I can get the viewership. Just leave it on. I'll lull you to sleep with my dulcet tones. So it is so good to be back. As you all know, I kind of wrap my season premieres and my season finales around the premiere and finale of Enterprise. So Broken Bow premiered on September 26th. Turns out TNG actually premiered on September 28th, but Enterprise was the 26th. So I decided, and it made, I'm glad I did. I wouldn't have been available last week. I decided to make it this Monday instead of the Monday before. So I am really super psyched to be here. And again, so I talked about my awesome desk. This is my brand new awesome chair, also off my Amazon wish list. So Nancy, thank you for that. I was able to get that. And after months of procrastinating, I finally just took a day and went, fuck it. It's my show and it's not suitable for children. Anyway, I just said, fuck it. And I put them both together in the same day. And I love this chair. It's actually got heat and massage, it's fantastic because I do work from home. So the desk serves me not just for this, but for my work. The microphone with Ted is still here. It's off to the side. And I kind of like it off to the side like this because then you guys can see my new merch. This is one of the new pieces of merch, courtesy of punkarmy.net and one of my closest friends, Raymond, who I absolutely love. He put together the merch for me. I now share the merch guy with Decon Chamber and Be Kind, Faith Chase Masterson. Chase Masterson's Pop Culture Hero Coalition, and I am very proud to share my merch manufacturer with them because he's fantastic. If you head over, check out the QR code. You can head over, get yourself t-shirts, mugs. There's bags that we're waiting to put up. That I actually had one for STLV, and it was fantastic. It's great. It's big. It's got one outside pocket and one little zipper inside pocket, and the rest of it is just nothing but space. It's practically a freaking TARDIS with everything that you can put in it, and I absolutely love it. And I need to remind them to put that up on the website. But I would love it if you would support the show if you want to get yourself. And these are like really high quality cotton, comfortable as anything. T-shirts. The T-shirts are fantastic. I was, yes, Decon Chamber is awesome. Which I'm going to talk about that in a second as well, because we all love the Decon Chamber. Okay, so y'all know oh, that's right. Chris got a t-shirt. Thank you, Chris. I'm glad you like it. It's fantastic. So be like Chris, order a shirt. They're great. And I like the first one I had. It had my logo like way too big. This one's nice because the logo and then the show title. Okay, so we covered the fact that I am going to be putting together a new intro. It's just something that's going to take a little bit of work. And honestly, I'm sad to see the Dominic intro go, as I'm sure you guys can figure it out, but it doesn't fit the show anymore. So sorry, Dominic, out the airlock. It's got to go. Okay. And for those of you who are wondering, there will be a Prodigy episode as soon as I finish watching it. I've been really bad about watching Prodigy. But I feel like I can help get the numbers up later in the game. Maybe that'll help them get a third season. But I did get up to the Will Wheaton episodes of Prodigy. And if you are not watching Prodigy because you think it's a kid show, it's still a fantastic show. Whether you are a child or an adult, and it's still really great. Oh yeah, I got a new water mug too. So I highly recommend it. It's very nice. I've said this before and I will say it again. I was never a huge fan of Wesley Crusher. I am a huge fan of Will Wheaton. If you follow him on the socials, he is he's great. He's absolutely great. And I think he's a fine human being, and I really enjoyed this this older Wesley. He was hysterical. Just funny and serious, just well balanced, and I really liked him, and I can't wait to watch the rest of Prodigy. I just haven't gotten around to it. So moving on, what else is going on? Well, you know what? I've got goals for this season. The Wesley Crushers. There you go. The goals for this season. I met some amazing people while I was at STLV. New people. I met David Livingston. I would love to have David Livingston on the show. And David Livingston said he would like to be on the show. So I'm going to be opening up to directors and writers and other. I'd love to get David Gerald, and I have a in with. I know people who know David Gerald, but I don't know if I can get. I would love to have him on the show. And the other person that I met, and I am going to really. I meant to do this before I started the show, but. Hold on one second, you guys. I'm looking somebody's name up because I want to get it right. So bear with me. We've got all night, right, guys? You guys have missed me. We can hang out. Andre Bormanis. I probably butchered that, and I will probably have to learn it. How far are you being done with seasons prior to? Honestly, I don't even know. I might be halfway through it. I haven't even looked at it. I haven't even looked at it to know how far I've gotten, but maybe halfway. But I met Andre Bormanis, who actually wrote Silent Enemy, one of my favorite Enterprise episodes. And I actually know why Malcolm's allergic to pineapple, but I'm saving that. I'm going to be saving it because Andre said he'd do the show. So I am going to work on getting him on. But I am getting ahead of myself, name dropping. But there are definitely definitely guests in the works. David Ajala sort of recanted his offer to do the show, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to work on him. We'll see what happens. I don't know why. He just said that he's not going to be able to do it now. Could be a time thing, could be a couple other things, but I'm gonna check into it. Okay, let's see. So more interviews, more behind the scenes stuff, more conventions. I am going to be doing Star Trek. What is it called? The Trek to New Jersey. I'm doing the Star Trek New Jersey. It's up in Secaucus. I live here. I know how to pronounce it. It's up in Secaucus, which is just under about 2 hours away from me. So it's easy, load up the car and drive up. I would not be doing Secaucus if it wasn't for Chris. Thank you, Chris. Chris is sponsoring my booth. I promised him. All right. Thanks, Chris. You and I will talk and we'll see if it's the same, thing. I appreciate that. So, Chris is sponsoring my booth at Trek New Jersey. So big thank you to Chris. So I will be in New Jersey sitting at a booth. Unfortunately, Connor and Dominic are not going to be there, so I can't pester them, but plenty of other amazing people are going to be there. I owe Ciroc Lofton a cheesesteak. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get him one. North Jersey's a little far north of Philly, but I am actually trying to see if I can get my friend to bring me a cheesesteak. But I owe Ciroc a cheesesteak, so I don't know if I can make it happen while we're in we're outside of New York instead outside of Philly. Trip. This is Trip. I don't know if you guys have met Trip yet, but this is Trip. You want to give mommy a kiss? Come on. Do it for the camera. But this is Trip. He, obviously, you guys know I have a Reed, so I couldn't have a Reed, not have a Trip. And they're both black and white. He's just more white than black. So he's completely opposite of Reed. Anyway, so what else has got going on? Yep. So I would love to do, I would love to do Charlotte. I've got cousins down in North Carolina. So I would love to do Charlotte. I don't know if it's going to be a possibility. I'm also hoping to do San Francisco. That is next up on the list. I want to do San Francisco again. Last year I just went. This year, hey, Ed! So good to see you. Ed, as we all know, is the reason that I got my very first booth in Vegas. So no, Ed, no apologies. We're just we haven't even gotten to the nitty-gritty of Vegas yet. So you're in perfect time. So Charlotte's on my list. San Francisco's on my list if I can find a sponsor for that booth. So we'll see what happens. I do have my trip home from Vegas was actually kind of crappy. I got stuck in Chicago for the night. But to that end, I got flight credit. So we'll see what happens. And there's one more thing that I kind of want to cover before we move in to the nitty-gritty of, oh, thank you, Ed. I thought so. I had such a great time. I can't thank you enough for your help, and I will be forever grateful. So we all know, and I think I mentioned this last year, obviously having booths and everything at these conventions, I am working really, really hard to kind of establish myself in the Star Trek universe and the community as my own show. I love doing this with you guys. And I do recognize without the Shuttle Pod show, a lot of you guys wouldn't even know who I was and wouldn't be here. And for that, I will be eternally grateful to the Shuttle Pod show. But as we all know, the Shuttle Pod show and its original ideation is no more. The chances of it coming back are in any form. I mean, it's been a while. So chances of it coming back in any form are slim. I don't know anything, but that's my personal feeling. But because of that, because I'm trying to establish my own identity here, and for other reasons that I am not going to get into, and I am only saying this because somebody asked me this towards the end of last season, I will not be having Mark back on my show. I'm not going to be extending him any invitations, and I highly doubt that he would be requesting. So I'm just putting it out there because I feel like it needs to be said. I am my own show. This is Transmissions from the NX 7062, standing on her own two nacelles. And I love the Decon Chamber, and I love Connor and Dominic, and they both know it, and they both know that I support them to the moon and back. And I will always support them. And I don't have a problem. We're going to talk when they come back for their second season. We're going to sit down and I'll do recaps of their shows and everything else. But I'm not going to be their after party. I'm not going to be, doing anything like that because this is my show and that's how it's going to be going forward. But like I said, I have all the love and respect in the world for what Connor and Dominic started, what they've moved into. The Decon Chamber is exactly, Lasso. You nailed it. You absolutely nailed it. I'd throw my headphones in the air if I didn't think they'd come down and crack me in the head. But I will always support them. And I think the Decon Chamber is fantastic. And that's another person I want to have on. I want to have Dave Zappone on. Since he's the muscle behind the Decon Chamber, I would love to have Dave Zappone on. I would love to have some of the other producers of the Decon Chamber on for conversations. Absolutely. But that's as far as it goes. But yeah, like I said, I will support them to the moon and back. All right. So to move in to STLV, because I think Yep. Okay. So let's start with I walked into STLV to set up my booth Tuesday. Just a quick, they let you set up a Tuesday and Wednesday, and then Wednesday's preview night. So I went in to set it up on Tuesday because I had some stuff to do. And lo and behold, not only was I on an end, which is a great place to be. I love being on the end because you get to see a lot more. I was on an end, which also put me on a corner, but it wasn't just any corner. It was the corner. My booth was the corner to Land of the Lost. I got to spend so much time with Wesley and Kathy and their friend who comes with them, Richard. I was in absolute heaven. I could not have asked for a better booth space. And I'm going to try and get it again next year if I can. I have to talk to Letitia over at Creation. But I could not have been happier with the booth location. The fact that the Rio's Wi-Fi actually extended into the convention center. Usually the hotel Wi-Fi doesn't go that far because they want you to spend a gazillion dollars. They wanted to spend a gazillion dollars to have you have it for 4 days. And I wasn't going to go there. So fortunately, what I had at my disposal was enough. Chris will tell you, Chris was at all of my live streams. I thought they went okay. I know some of them, kind of stuttered along, but it was just too much fun not to go live. At one point, I had meteorologist Katie sitting with me, and then Tracy Coco bopped behind me because she wanted to go talk to Jonathan Delarco, who was on the end of my booth. And I'm like, wait, stop, Tracy, say hi to people. I mean, so it was a great location, especially because I had that corner for people to get in and out. So that's my goal for next year, is to have the same kind of location right next to Land of the Lost. They actually tried to get me to change locations because they were switching some of the celebrities around. And I'm like, nope, this is my booth. This is what I paid for. I'm not moving. And they didn't move me. They took my banner down. Was not real thrilled about that. They took my banner down, but not before I got John Billingsley to pose with it. So that was a good thing. Oh, great, Chris. Thank you. Let's see. So I loved my booth location. Oh, the first Star Trek celebrity I saw, I have to preface this because I ran into Wesley when I was coming off the elevator, but the first Star Trek celebrity that I saw was the one and only Anthony Montgomery. Right behind me, turn the other way, Travis Mayweather himself, who only gets better with age. His book was due out on my birthday, and there were publishing delays. So unfortunately, it's not coming out now until December 1st, but you can still order it. It is totally up for pre-sale. Just ignore the fact that it still says August 1st on his website, but it is still available for pre-sale. And right now it's due out December 1st. I might need to just drop him a little note and be like, somebody needs to update your website. But yeah, December 1st is when it's due out, but you can still snag it for pre-sale. I would love to figure out a way if there's a way to get an autographed copy. As far as I know, he is not on the list right currently for any of the he's not on the list currently for any of the satellite shows that Creation is doing, but I'll be seeing him in Vegas, and he has definitely said that he is going to be everywhere once the book drops, and I count as everywhere, so he is going to be coming on the show. Do you remember meeting me in Las Vegas? It's Buddy. I'm the guy who was on The Price is Right once. I watched your old live stream. Happy to catch this one live. Great channel and show. Oh, thank you, TMJ. I do remember meeting you. Thank you so much. That's the whole point of Vegas, was to meet new people, and I met a ton of new people. What's funny is that I got this dot bracelet that like you can scan it with your phone, and it gives you like a little website with all of my information that you can save. And thank God I had my old cards with me, because very few people were like, I'm not scared. Do you have cards? So thank God I had my old physical cards, but I was trying to save a tree and not order new cards. But now I might have to order new cards and have the dot bracelet. Just in case, because the dot bracelet I thought was going to be the coolest thing at a Star Trek convention, right? Very futuristic. Scan my wrist, get all my information. Couldn't get anybody to do it except for a handful of people. So the other very cool thing that happened was JG. JG is back, which is awesome. JG, it's funny. JG was back, and that's awesome. He and Bob sitting together again, getting to do their shtick, kind of warming up, because they're both doing the cruise this year. So, which I should have JG and Bob on at some point to talk about the cruise. I'm going to have to talk to the two of them. We all know having them do any sort of interview is basically herding cats, but we'll see what happens. So the two of them were together, which was amazing. And I got to see JG's wife, who I haven't seen in a while. So that was wonderful. Didn't have a ton of time to catch up with Nicole DeBoer, which was really sad. We did have a brief conversation, but that's what happens when you're running your own booth. I was literally, I actually made a little sign, had to beam away for a minute, be back soon or something, because I was the only one at my booth. When John and Bonnie weren't there, I was the only one there. So I was like running all over the place. So I didn't stay away too long. But the other thing that I did, and this went over really well, I was really proud of myself for coming up with this. So I handed these out, and I still have like 2 left over, plus the bags and the stickers. There's 5 pinwheel mints in here. And this is how I basically won hearts, by handing them out and I gave them to Marinas. If you were an actor and you were anywhere near my booth, you got one. If I had a minute to run around and hand them out, I was handing them out to everybody. David Ajala, Doug Jones was so grateful. He's like, oh my God, I just had coffee. Perfect timing. Pinwheel mints. That's all these were. It was a giant ass 5-pound bag of pinwheel mints. I ordered these little bags, and once again, Punk Army came through, made me these stickers, so I didn't have to worry about it. Yeah. So you're very welcome. I did have mints at my table too. That was the other thing. I have coffee mugs on my website. And so Raymond brought me a couple of coffee mugs, and I filled a couple of them with mints for the people that were passing by. And then the bags were strictly to promote myself with the actors, because there's one thing that I know from sitting and talking a lot, or when you're drinking coffee, you need something to freshen your breath. You need something just to kind of moisten your lips. Pinwheel mints. Enrico, oh God, I'm going to butcher his last name. Enrico Colantoni I knew him from Just Shoot Me, but yes, he was in Galaxy Quest, which was he was also in Galaxy Quest, and Galaxy Quest was the other sci-fi show that they were doing this year. Got to talk to Enrico, handed him those, and he was so excited. He said they reminded him of Christmas, which is exactly what Bonnie Frederici said. So did I get that right, Lasso? Frederici? I'm pretty sure. I'm learning how to pronounce her last name. the end of it always. Fried is easy. It's the Reese part. Yes, that's right, Chris. You're collecting, and listen, you should get yourself a bag. It'd be like a great weekend tote if you're going away for the weekend, like when you're going to Dallas, because I know Chris is going to Dallas. When you're going to Dallas, it would probably be a great. I really need to get them to put that on the website. I keep forgetting to bug them. All right, so let's see. Oh yeah, so karaoke, Enterprise Karaoke, they called me up first. Never doing that again. I was literally the guinea pig. The audio was completely off. My friend Roy, who I would love it if he stopped by. I don't know if he's coming by tonight, but my buddy Roy is a sound engineer, and he was in the back of the audience, and he said they really basically screwed me over because they didn't do a sound check before I got up to sing, and it was terrible, and I was off because I couldn't hear the music, and yeah, it was bad, but it was fun. I mean, I sang the theme, and singing the theme is always fun, and singing with Connor and Dominic's always fun. And I got another, this isn't it, but I got another lay. I got laid again from Connor because I guess this is going to be a thing now. They're giving these out at karaoke now. So I got another lay from Connor, and it was my birthday for karaoke. So those were all really, really good things. And I had a lot of fun. And I got to see a lot of people that I haven't seen, even though the Shuttle Pod show was over, that doesn't mean that the friendships ended. So I got to reunite with some of my friends that I've met through the Shuttle Pod show, who I haven't had a chance to talk to because we're not talking every week because the show's not on. Oh yeah, okay. That is literally, watch this. See, I am so good at multitasking. Is this here? Okay, watch this. All right, Chris, I'll let you know by the end of it. Maybe I can let you know by the end of the show. I just sent a message. Karaoke sound was terrific this year. Yeah, it is usually decent. There were a lot of audio issues. People wanted to blame Creation. I'm not sure if you can blame Creation. The ownership of the Rio has changed. The ownership of the Rio has changed. So maybe the union shops that they work with, maybe that's changed. Maybe I think it's Hyatt. Maybe Hyatt works with other sound techs and other conventioneers. So sorry, now I'm getting all these kinds of messages. So I am really good at customer service. It's what I do for a day job, kind of. Yeah, so I'm not so quick to main theater, but I got a little better somewhere. Yeah, I'm not so quick to blame Creation, because usually when you have these sort of conventions, you're bound, and we all found this out at Bally's as vendors at Bally's, because the union that Bally's works with for their convention center was different. And a lot of the vendors were pissed. At Bally's. So I'm not so quick to blame, because it's usually the building that supplies those engineers. So I don't know. It's probably a combination, because Creation probably should have put their foot down and said, your audio people suck, they need to fix this. But I doubt. I just don't see Creation as being the ones that were running the audio, because usually big convention centers like that have their own people. That sucks. I am so upset that I missed Nashville. I am so upset. I wanted to go to Trek Nashville so badly. If it was further out, if it hadn't been as close to Vegas as it was, I would have. I even looked really quick to do like a day trip down there, but oh my God. I think I'm like a 2.5 hour flight from Philadelphia, something like really like lickety split. I've flown for Frontier from Nashville. That's how close it is, because you can only really deal with that. Because so I did look, but it just wasn't gonna work. Lasso, it would have been upset anyway because technically it wasn't Nashville, it was Murfreesboro. It was 45 minutes south of Nashville. I'm not sure if I had only gone for the convention, if I would have even had a chance to go say hello to the municipal building. Yes, Chicago was this past weekend. The booze in Chicago were sold out. When I was looking at Chicago, the booze were sold out by the time I was trying to figure out about Chicago. If they do Chicago next year, Lasso and I are going to go. If I have a year to plan, Lasso and I are going to go. Yeah, that's the thing. That's absolutely the thing. There were, Vegas was announced first, and oh, that's sweet, TMJ. I love Nashville. I was just talking about Nashville today to somebody that from work. For those of you that don't know, I'm a travel agent by trade. So I have somebody in Ohio that wants to do a road trip. And the road trip from where they are in Ohio is actually they're only like 4 hours from Nashville. Like, go to Nashville. You want some fun? Go to freaking Nashville. By the way, Chris, it looks like it's going to get added. It looks like it's going to get added. So hopefully that'll be up. Literally getting really good at this whole multitasking thing. So yeah, the bag's fantastic. I would love it if you bought it and then walked around Dallas with it, especially if you went to go see Connor and Dominic. So they, I'm there in spirit, guys. Let's see. Booth was great. Okay, so I did have John Billingsley was having so much fun. He actually came in and did a couple hours on Sunday. I wasn't expecting him on Sunday. And he actually came in. He stopped by Thursday just to get an idea of where I was. And then I took the picture just to say, there he was. And then he and Bonnie showed up on Saturday. Or, I'm sorry, on Friday. Wait. Strike that. Reverse it. He showed up on Friday. She was there on Saturday. She was only there for the day. God, I can't even remember. Maybe they were both there Friday and Saturday. Yeah, they were both there Friday and Saturday. That's what it was. They were both there Friday and Saturday. It was such a whirlwind. And having them there was exactly what I needed to help get the booth off the ground. And Bonnie deserved it. They have never invited Bonnie, even though she was in the one episode of Enterprise. She had people coming over, getting Borg poster signed. People that didn't realize that she had been a Borg. Thanks, Nancy. Yeah, TMJ. Hope you hit that like button. But they've never invited her, and there were people that found out she was a Borg. Somebody that I was posting on all these Facebook pages, and somebody's like, "Wait, she was a Borg?" I said, "Yeah." They're like, "I'm bringing my Borg poster." So they had a really great Borg poster. So she got to sign. She got to sign the Borg poster. There were some Chuck fans there. So it was so much fun having the two of them at my table. And they had a blast. John really liked being in the thick of it as opposed to what he usually does, which is work for Creation, and he only signs the one day. Creation did give him a professional photo op, and they did have him do the Enterprise panel. So he was kept pretty busy, but it was just, he had a lot of fun. Speaking of the Decon Chamber and how much fun I had, Dominic and I traded buttons. So he gave me my official Decon Chamber button, and I gave him one of my NX-01 buttons. So that was fun, trading swag. Let's see. Oh, and I did get to hang out right before, for most of the time I was in Vegas, I was hanging out with my very good friend, Mickey Gunter, who runs Make It So. She has these fantastic hand-sewn, hand-created items. She actually made these amazing little Moopsies, and she gave them all little cages, and she had a Moopsie adoption event on opening night, which was on preview night. Preview night was a lot of fun. I co-hosted the newbie solo meetup group, which is something that has been organized and going on for years through the convention Facebook page. And Heather Ray Barker, who is part of the Trektivism podcast, she spearheads it. But me and my friends from Lambda Quadrant, we were the co-hosts of the event. We had all of this incredible stuff to give out. I had so much fun running around trying to figure out who to give these prizes to, because we were in the masquerade bar. We didn't have any sort of PA system. So it was literally just running around talking to people and figuring out, who deserved some of these presents. Like one guy, he got the trifecta. He was new to STLV. He was traveling by himself, and on top of that, it was his very first convention ever. So that was the trifecta. I'm like, dude, you're getting all the prizes. I had passes to Trek Long Island to give out, so I gave out a couple of those. I still have some. She was very generous. Stephanie was very generous. I have a bunch of other passes to Trek Long Island, which is happening the end of May. Hello, Nuts on Clark Street. Thank you for joining us. Good to see you. I love all these new people. This is awesome. So I have passes for Trek Long Island. If anybody is interested in going to Trek Long Island and you're a patron, please reach out to me, because being a patron is enough, and I will get you a pass for Trek Long Island. It's fantastic. I am going to be there this year with John and Bonnie. Plus they have some other absolutely amazing guests. So please consider going to Trek Long Island. And like I said, if you're a patron and you're interested in Trek Long Island, just reach out to me. I can give you the details, and I will give you a weekend pass. Here's the other thing that I would absolutely love to do. I would love to figure out how I could moderate a panel. You have to be a big wig to get on the main stage, but they do have the secondary stage. I would love to figure out how to moderate a panel. Like I don't have any ideas for panels, but if somebody needed a moderator, I would absolutely love to figure out how to moderate a panel, because I think that would be fun. I've had the opportunity to do it at Trek Long Island, Trek Conderoga, and then I couldn't go. So, but I think Trek Conderoga this year is going to be at a point where I can attend. So maybe Trek Conderoga is someplace else you guys really need to go. But it was right around Vegas, and when you've got a day job and you take 10 days off to do Vegas, it's really hard to convince them like 2 weeks later that you want to take some more time off and drive up to Trek Conderoga. Got to hang out with the Trek Geeks too. The Trek Geeks had a major announcement. That's an interesting one. I like that. Like, just do like a big panel of like Trek podcasters. Do I know Mark B. Lee? I don't believe so. No. Name doesn't sound familiar. Trek Ponderosa. What you're doing? What are you, like Me TV tonight, Lasso, with all these classic TV references? Yeah, I would love to go to. You know what? The Big D is on my bucket list. I would love to go to Dallas. But Dallas and New Jersey are literally back-to-back weekends. So, yeah, I don't think that I would be able to pull that off. Things could change, but I really don't think I could pull that off. But I would love to, because there's people that are going to be in Dallas that aren't going to be in New Jersey. So I would absolutely love to do that. Yeah, like I said, as things heat up with all of these satellite conventions, they're back to back. They are absolutely back to back, Chris. I've looked at this enough. But let me see. Maybe I'm wrong. Listen, it happens every now and then. Yeah, 15th to 17th. Okay, and Parsippany, Secaucus is the 8th to the 10th. And 8 and 7 is 15. There's not a weekend in between, Chris. Sorry. Jersey is the 8th to the 10th, and then Dallas is the 15th to the 17th. There's no weekends in between. He is a panel moderator, and he MJ's Dragon Con. He knows tons of Trek actors. Oh, okay, that's cool. That's cool, Robert. I might have to look him up. Okay, so what else? Oh yeah, so let's see. Oh, that was the other thing about the live stuff. I had that fantastic on-air sign, and I kept forgetting to turn it on, and then people kept trying to talk to me. One of my friends wanted to come over and give me a hug. If you caught this one, it was I think it was the last day. She wanted to come over and give me a hug, and I'm like, I'm busy. And then she kept, and I'm like, look at the sign. The light was actually on. So, okay. Cocktail party. John Billingsley hosts a cocktail party to kick off Trek Talks 4. So we all know it's 4. It's going to be fabulous. It is January 18th. It was January 18th, and it's going to be fantastic. And they're already lining up the people, the places, and all of the cool stuff. Trek Talks. I'm going to have John and Bonnie on to talk about it. So that's going to be obviously closer. This is the point where I start name dropping, because this is Fantastic Four. Very funny lasso. So at the cocktail party, I had a chance to talk to Armin Shimmerman, who I have been dying to talk to, because not only was he in Deep Space Nine, but he was in Beauty and the Beast, and I loved Beauty and the Beast. And he's a Shakespearean, and Shakespeare, Beauty and the Beast had Shakespeare all over it. And I offered, and he said he's a fellow he grew up in Lakewood, New Jersey, which is not too far from here. I've gone to Lakewood a couple times, car shopping. Never bought anything, but he grew up in Lakewood, so we're both Jersey people, and he knows better than to say no to a Jersey girl. That actually did become part of the conversation. So he's got some stuff coming up. He's doing a play. I promised him whatever time slot worked for him to promote his new project. He and Kitty, his wife Kitty Swank, were both more than welcome to come on the show. And it really hit home yesterday with I was thinking of Armin and Kitty because of PanCan, which is their charity fighting pancreatic cancer. One of my favorite actors from Days of Our Lives passed away on the 28th, and I found out yesterday, and I was gutted. I mean, I literally felt like I'd lost a friend, because this guy's been in my life for 40 years because I watched Days of Our Lives. And he died from pancreatic cancer. And it just really hit home, knowing that Armin and Kitty, have been fighting this for so long. And honestly, this is the first time that it's touched me in any, even peripherally. Like I said, I mean, obviously I didn't know him personally, but when you've been watching somebody on TV for 40 years, so it really kind of hit home with me about pancreatic cancer. Not that, you guys know what I'm saying, but yeah, it was. And then Chris Christopherson, it was a bad Sunday. It was a bad Sunday. Okay, so that's that is pretty much STLV in a nutshell, guys. It was fantastic. There are always over 100 celebrities. I finally got to meet some. I got to meet some new ones. Oh, but here's the thing about Andre. Met Andre when he stopped by the table. Met him again at the cocktail party. So we were having a discussion. I had invited him to come on the show. He really wanted to come on the show. Then I spilled my drink on his shoe. I was trying to juggle my phone and my drink because I wanted to take a picture out of the suite window. And I'm like, "You're still going to come on my show?" And he said yes. Lucky me. But that's when I found out that he wrote Silent Enemy. And I said, that's one of my favorite episodes. And I told him it had a personal connection for me because I do love pineapple too. And I'm really not supposed to eat it because I am allergic to it. It's a very mild allergy, and it's only to fresh pineapple. So, and I don't eat fresh pineapple every day. But I have been known to eat it if it's put in front of me. So, I was like, so Malcolm and I have that in common. And he proceeded to tell me exactly why he wrote the episode and why he wrote in that Malcolm was allergic to pineapple. And I found it was really interesting. And I will tell you when he's on the show. I don't want to spoil it, but it was really kind of cool. You know how they say actors, bring a piece of themselves into things that they do, into their characters that they play or whatever. Well, you know what? Writers do the same thing every now and then. So that's what's really interesting. Pineapple and string cheese. That could be a lunch for me. I would eat the string cheese and then have the pineapple for dessert. You know what's really good with cheese though? Strawberries and apples are really good with cheese. Strawberries and apples are like cheese fruit. Starbucks has a little cheese box with apples in it, and it's got like this little camembert brie. I don't know if it's camembert or brie. And I just like get a knife and I slice it up and I put it on my apples. It's really good. It's really, really good. Yeah, see, exactly. See, I'm not a big fan of coconut unless you put in a pina colada. But see, that's the problem when it's a food that you love. And then you're like, but I want to eat it. Hopefully that thing with the shot, hopefully, we'll all be able to have shots so we can eat the food that we love, just like Malcolm. That would be my dream for medical science, to develop shots so we can all eat the food that we love. Do you guys have any questions about Vegas? Is anybody else coming to New Jersey? It is November 8th, 9th, and 10th. The Secaucus, this little Secaucus Expo Center is great. I love it. I've been to so many things there. What's really funny is the first thing I ever did there was a dive expo. I have a really good friend that actually he's an ex, but we've been friends way longer than we've dated. But he's a diver and he lives in Central PA. So I don't get to see him a lot since I moved back here. So he used to do this dive show every year. I used to drive up just to, kind of say hi. But the last time that Star Trek was in New Jersey, which was, I want to say 2017, they did one. They did it there. Hopefully they'll get a better vendor turnout because I know I'm going to be there as a vendor. But the setup was really sparse. Considering the size of the convention center, they didn't have that many vendors. So I'm hoping to have more vendors this time around. So it'll be a much bigger play area. I'm just really gutted that Connor and Dominic can't make it. Cause like I said, I like hanging out with those guys. They're a lot of fun. Just to chat with and sing karaoke with and, just catch up. Trying to think if there's anything else. Oh, I was just thinking about you, Dave Gregory. Are your ears burning? Hi, good to see you. You missed the whole beginning of the show when I was telling everybody about my fantastic desk and how I love it, and how because it's shorter on the one side, I can make my green screen work so much better than it has in the past. No more like corners and stuff. It's awesome. It's really awesome. So I know you've been kind of traveling around. I may be on Comic-Con the first weekend of November, and I'm doing Starbase Indy again the weekend. Robert, you just jump everywhere, Robert. You really do a lot of the convention circuit. Maybe we'll bump into each other next year at Charlotte. Like I said, I'll have to see. Like I said, I have family that lives down in that area, so I'll have to see what's what. As it gets closer, because that's a while away. Yes, you are incredibly late, but that's okay, Dave. I will forgive you. You are here, and I know as soon as this is over, you're going to go back and watch it from the beginning. Because if you don't, I'll know. But yeah, I was just thinking about you, Dave, wondering where you were hiding. Dave and I finally got some hang time in Vegas. This is the first time we've actually spent any quality time together. So that was nice. It's nice to put faces with names and see all these wonderful people that, flip through the chats. Lasso's face, I know all too well, because you all know we've been friends for forever. And one of these days we might actually see each other again. Like I said, if they do Nashville again next year, or they do Chicago, Lasso, because if I have to go see the municipal building, I'm not going without you. So you'll You'll have to come to Nashville too. I could conceivably drive. I have actually driven to Nashville. It's only about 12 hours from here. I have driven to Nashville. It's not a bad drive. Virginia's a little, has anyone seen Jean Malo lately? I have not. I haven't seen more. You're right. I haven't got anything about his new videos or anything. So no. We need more. We'll get more. Yes, we definitely need more. You need to come up to Jersey, or you need to take me up on my offer of passes to Trek Long Island, because I have passes to Trek Long Island and they are for patrons right now. I might run contests later because it's not until May. It's like May 30th. I think it's like it's May 31st, June 1st and 2nd, I think. I don't know. Hold on. Oh, let me look. Like I said, I've gotten really good at this whole thing. What's really fun, I'll tell you, it's May 30th through June 1st. That's what it is. It's May 30th through June 1st. But I'll tell you something, it's really funny, guys. I don't like to be on camera for work. I love doing this. But when I'm working, I don't like being on camera. Because when I tend to make faces, or somebody annoys me, or one of the cats flits into the office or whatever. So people always ask why. I have a picture that goes up because it's Zoom. I have a picture that goes up. And they always want to know, well, why aren't you on video? And I always say, well, you don't want to watch my resting research phase. That's my excuse. Because usually when I'm talking to somebody in a meeting and I'm helping them plan a vacation, I'm bopping around between a bunch of different websites, making faces when they don't load, usual stuff when you're dealing with a lot of shit on the internet. That's my excuse. Meanwhile, I know I can do it because I do it to you guys on occasion when I need to look something up. So you guys do get to see my resting research face. It's just, you guys make me happy, so I know I'm not going to be making any bitchy faces. This is KG's 35th anniversary, so they'll be, oh, that's very cool. Yeah, Trek Long Island changed dates back right before it was when I couldn't go. The first one was really early. The first one was like the beginning of May, April, May. The first one was like was almost a month earlier. And then last year they pushed it to the end of May, and I guess that's where it's going to stay. So it's at the end of May right now. Dave, if you're going to Dallas, I'm going to be jealous. Just saying. I was hoping actually to go out to LA next month. I don't know if that's going to be happening or not, but I will keep you guys posted on that, because you never know, I could be broadcasting to you from LA if that trip comes up. Just SBI and GalaxyCon in Columbus in December. Oh, okay. Oh, so you're going to Starbase Indy too. See, it took me a second, but I've had Starbase Indy on my radar. But Jober! Everybody say hi to Jober. Wish him a belated happy birthday. His birthday was a couple weeks ago. It was September 13th. So everybody say happy birthday, Jober. I hope you had a fantastic birthday, Jober. I hope you got another watch or something else really cool. Maybe a new gun case. I don't know. I don't know what else you do besides fashion guns and besides fashions gun and fashion guns and watches. And it looks like, hold on a second. Let me see what's what. Hold on one second, guys. Let's see. Oh, come on, computer. All right, it's not up yet, Chris, but keep an eye out because the bag is going to be going up. The bag is going to be going up on my site. If not tonight, then hopefully tomorrow. Yeah, Friday the 13th. See, my parents got engaged on a Friday the 13th. We've always thought it was a lucky day in our family. So Friday the 13th don't scare me. But Jober, come on, how many Jason Voorhees jokes did you have to deal with growing up? Seriously, anybody ever give you a hockey mask for your birthday? Yes, fabulous fashion, absolutely. Jober's got a fantastic eye, absolutely. Can't argue with that. So I figured that this first show was going to be about an hour, and so it is. As per usual, no idea what next week's going to be holding. I'll need a bag. See? Exactly. This bag is perfect for that. It is the perfect bag to carry around a convention. It's big enough to put decent size. You could put all your 8x10s in it. If you get things that are bigger than 8x10s, it's a fantastic bag. So you definitely need to grab yourself one, Chris. That would be fantastic. August 13th is a good one too. Leo 13. August is an awesome month. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's the other thing. Because August 1st is a Friday, and creation will not start STLV in July. They're starting on the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th. It is back to 5 days, everybody. STLV next year is back to 5 days. I hope to have a booth. And I'm so excited that it's 5 days, because that means I get to spend way more extra time, hopefully, with my Land of the Lost friends, because I love them so much. Had so much fun. And you know what? Wesley, I forgot my dry erase marker. Wesley had one. So I needed the dry erase marker to save one of John's photos. Because I've told you guys all this before. You can actually get a Sharpie off of a 8x10 glossy with a dry erase marker. But yeah, that's where I want to be. But I just don't know if Wesley's going to give me my annual bag of popcorn if we don't see each other actually on my birthday. But that's okay. He's done that every year since the year we met. But yeah, my mom was pretty surprised when I said I'd actually be home for my birthday. Yes, absolutely. So glad for the extra time. Yeah, so I'm going to be home for my birthday, because one of my rules, could I fly out to Vegas for my birthday? It's the Friday before, and I have been known to go out the Friday before the convention. I've kind of cut it down to going out the Saturday before the last couple of years, but I have been known to go out the Friday before. Could I? Yes. Will I? No. I do not fly on my birthday anymore. I have done it twice, and twice have been stuck with delays getting to where I was going. Once was flying home from Boston to New Jersey to see my parents for my birthday, and then my first STLV, I flew out on my birthday, and I got to Vegas at like 11 o'clock at night. It was terrible. No, it wasn't 11, but I wasn't staying at the Rio, and I was volunteering. So I literally had to go drop my stuff off, drive to the Rio, and rented a car, drive to the Rio, found out, thank God I went. I wasn't on the volunteer list, but they added me. So I got to volunteer. That was 2017. But since then, I've stayed at the Rio. But yeah, I will not fly on my birthday anymore unless I absolutely have to. Definitely keep checking. I even thought. I hope I do not break the bank wall there. Same here regarding my birthday. My fam and local friends are surprised since STLV sort of soaked up the B-Day last few years. Yeah, exactly. So now my parents are like, wait, we have to actually take you out for your birthday? Because usually they just give me a Starbucks gift card and take me to the airport. Because who couldn't use a Starbucks gift card during Vegas? But yeah, this year they're actually going to have to do something. So there's also a Denny's here. It's a little bit of a hike because the ones that are close to me all closed. But I'm definitely planning on Denny's. See if I can get 2 birthday dinners, because I'm 2 birthday grand slams. I missed the last one. Okay, guys, if you guys don't have any questions, if you guys don't have any questions about STLV, then we're good. But you know what? Always a taco on your birthday. Okay. I did see those pictures, Jover. You are a huge taco fan. I do like a good taco. Not enough to make it a birthday food. And I have news for you. And Magic Lasso may leave. But Del Taco which is the one which is right across from the Rio. They do really good breakfast stuff, but I was so disappointed in my enchilada. So probably not going to go back to Del Taco anytime soon. But yes, I know you are a huge, you know what? I love a good fish taco, like with grilled mahi. Those are so good. But, and I have been known to make myself like a taco salad at home. Lasso, I won't lie to you. I will never lie to you. And I was very disappointed in Del Taco. I'm sorry. And you know, you can sick Lily Tomlin on me if you have to, but yeah, I just didn't like it. Yeah, Jobert's definitely taco on his birthday. When I was a kid, it was always lasagna. I always wanted lasagna on my birthday. Never got it because my mom said it would make the house too hot to cook it because she cooked it from scratch and you'd have to leave the oven and the Lasso. I'm sorry. You have one taco a year. I love that. You have one taco a year on your birthday. That's fantastic. I love that, Jober. Yes, I want a Garfield birthday. Maybe that's what I'll tell my parents I want this year. I want a Garfield birthday. San Antonio called Space Con San Antonio. You need to look this up. I will absolutely look it up. That sounds fantastic. Like I said, Texas in general is on my list. The Big D, most definitely. Going horseback riding in Texas would be something so fantastic. Although horseback riding in California is pretty cool too. Done that. So I need to go horseback riding in Dallas. Okay, guys, listen, I need to think of what I want to do next week. If you guys, if my patrons, you know where to find me. If you guys have any ideas for a show, I don't think I can finish Prodigy in time, but I could give it a shot if I don't get distracted. Because the other thing I have not watched is, my gosh. Oh, it was Agatha All the Time. So, anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Well, it's almost the entire Voyager cast will be there. Oh, Chris, that's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. Voyager, unfortunately, now Chris may leave. Voyager is my least favorite show, but there are some, I do like some of the characters, and I think Ethan Phillips is fantastic. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. I am glad to be back. Any of my patrons, thank you, Jober. Any of my patrons who would like to submit ideas for the show, please do. I would love to hear from you. And don't forget, any patrons that are thinking about Trek Long Island, please let me know. I'd be more than happy to get you a pass for the show. So, guys, thanks so much. Be on the lookout. I promise I will get the new opens and closes up as soon as I can. Thank you so much. I cannot wait to see you next week. And as always, please live long and prosper.
Listening to the NX 7062